Have you ever felt stuck? Like you're pushing hard to get in shape or maybe just get through the day, but you're constantly fighting low energy?
Where you feel overwhelmed by all the fitness info out there.
Yeah, exactly. Or just drained by daily worries. You might be eating okay, you think, maybe hitting the gym, but the results just aren't. They're not really showing up. It's so frustrating.
It really is. And it's incredibly common. Often the missing piece isn't about trying harder. It's more about understanding how your body and mind actually work together, like as one system.
That's exactly why today we're diving deep into Brian Keane's book, The Fitness Mindset. Eat for energy, train for tension, manage your mindset, reap the results. And this isn't just another diet and exercise book, is it?
No, not at all. Keane offers this really holistic approach. It's about transforming your energy, sure, but also body composition and building genuine mental resilience.
Okay, so our mission today is basically to unpack his core ideas, his strategies, and try to cut through the noise, give you the essential stuff that could genuinely make a difference.
Right. We're exploring his three main pillars: how to eat for energy, how to train for tension, and maybe the most crucial part, how to manage your mindset so you actually reap the results.
Okay, let's start at the beginning then, the foundation nutrition. Keene gets right into how we eat, saying calorie balance is key, but, well, it's not the whole picture.
Exactly. He puts a huge emphasis on absorption over just like the calorie number itself.
Absorption, okay.
Yeah, he uses this great analogy, building a house on a solid foundation. He argues that processed versus unprocessed food dramatically changes how much energy you actually get, even if the calories look the same on paper.
Wow, okay.
So the real question becomes, are you just eating for survival? Or are you eating to optimize your energy and, change your body composition?
That distinction really changes how you think about food.
Yeah.
So let's cover some basics first. A calorie is just a unit of energy, right?
Simple as that.
And then macronutrients, protein, carbs, fat, those are the big building blocks we need for growth, metabolism, all that essential stuff.
And the calories per gram. Protein and carbs are about 4, fat is 9, more dense.
Okay, got it. So let's start with proteins. Why are they so important?
Well, they're absolutely vital. Growth, repairing tissue, especially after a workout, immune function, energy. And crucially, they help you hold on to lean muscle mass.
Right.
And Keene points out we need 8 essential amino acids that our bodies can't make. We have to get them from food.
And there's a difference in sources like complete versus incomplete proteins.
Yeah, generally animal and fish proteins are complete. The same of all 8. Plant proteins often don't. They're incomplete. But that's okay. You just need to combine different plant sources throughout the day. You don't need them all in one go.
Okay, makes sense.
But Keene adds some important details about animal products. For instance, vitamin B12. You absorb way more from red meat than eggs, something like 77% versus less than 9%.
Molly, how much difference?
Yeah. And he strongly advises against factory farmed meat and fish, because of hormones, antibiotics, but also they're just less nutritious. Farmed fish often lack those good omega-3s because they're not eating their natural diet.
So quality is huge. He pushes for free-range organic eggs too, right? Darker yolks meaning more nutrients.
Exactly. Quality over quantity in sourcing too.
Okay, now let's talk about fats. For years, fat was the enemy number one. Keene challenges that.
He absolutely does. Fats are critical. Brain function relies on them. They can actually help your body burn stored fat. Think CLA in grass-fed butter.
CLA, conjugated linoleic acid.
That's the one, beneficial fatty acid. And fats provide steady energy, keep blood sugar stable. Plus, you need them to absorb certain vitamins, A, D, E, K. Those are fat soluble. And what's really interesting is he brings in research suggesting maybe polyunsaturated fats aren't the heart heroes we thought, and might even have links to cancer risk. He's very anti-margarine and those common vegetable oils, corn, soy, canola.
So real butter from pastured cows is better.
Yeah.
Because of CLA and stuff.
Yeah, that's his recommendation. And the type of fat is key too, like omega-3s versus omega-6s. Most modern diets are way too low in omega-3s.
Which are good for
Brain health, reducing inflammation, improving insulin sensitivity. Think oily fish like salmon, mackerel, nuts, seeds, flaxseed oil, hemp oil.
But there's one type of fat he really warns against.
Oh yeah, trans fatty acids. He calls them the single worst type of fat if you're trying to lose body fat.
Why so bad?
Because your body basically doesn't recognize them. It just shunts them straight into storage, especially that dangerous visceral fat around your organs. It's like a safety mechanism gone wrong.
Yikes. So avoiding deep fried stuff, fast food, certain margarines is crucial.
Absolutely. Can make a massive difference to fat loss and energy.
Okay. Moving on to carbohydrates, our main fuel source usually, but Keane adds some important details here too.
He does. He distinguishes complex carbs, whole grains, veggies, slow release energy, fiber from simple carbs.
Like sugars?
Right. And even with fruit, which is obviously healthy, he points out that high glucose fruits like grapes, mangoes, dates can cause big blood sugar spikes that can lead to energy crashes and make fat loss tougher. But his biggest warning is against refined carbohydrates. White bread, white rice, sugary cereals, they give you that quick energy rush, then boom, the crash. Makes you irritable, tired, and contributes to weight gain.
So pulling this together, Keane says maybe the most important factor in any nutrition plan is actually balancing blood sugars.
Yes. He considers this absolutely fundamental. He gives 4 key tips.
Okay, what are they?
1, eat something small every 3 hours or so. 3 main meals, couple of snacks. Keeps things stable.
Right. Avoid those big gaps.
2, ditch processed food. Eat way more vegetables, nutrients, fiber, low-cal. 3, eat more healthy fat, especially omega-3s. They're satisfying, slow-releasing.
Okay. And the fourth?
4, eat your slow-releasing carbs at times when your body is most insulin sensitive, like first thing in the morning or right after a workout. Your body's more likely to use them for energy than not store them as fat.
So for you listening, these aren't about some crazy restrictive diet. It's about building habits. Sustainable habits for energy, mood, and, actually changing your body composition effectively.
It becomes the way you eat, not a diet.
Okay, let's move from the kitchen to the gym or wherever you train. Brian Keane challenges that common idea that more effort always equals more results. He learned that the hard way himself, right? Cutting 3-hour workouts down to 1 hour and seeing better results. How does that work?
Well, yeah, it sounds weird, doesn't it? But the book really highlights that your body's a complex machine. Keane argues the sweet spot for training time for actual physical change is around 40 to 60 minutes, maybe 3 to 5 times a week.
40 to 60 minutes, not hours.
Exactly. Which makes you wonder, are you maybe overtraining and actually slowing your own progress down?
That's a big thought for people putting in tons of gym time. So his core training idea is tension-style training. Can you break that down? What is it and why does it boost metabolism?
Absolutely. The basic idea is you're creating tension in the muscle throughout the movement to actually tear the muscle fibers on a micro level. That tearing and repairing process significantly boosts your metabolism.
So that's the burning fat while you watch TV idea.
Pretty much. The repair process uses calories for hours, even days, up to 72 hours after the workout. He emphasizes a specific tempo, 2.1.2.
2 seconds down, 1 second hold, 2 seconds up.
Exactly. It's not about just lifting the weight. It's about the mind-muscle connection, really feeling the muscle work, creating that tension. You don't need super heavy weights to do this effectively.
Like his example of using light weights for shoulder raises.
Yeah, like 4 to 5 kilos. It's about the tension, not the number on the dumbbell.
Thank
And
you.
choosing the right weight means picking one where you fail or almost fail at the target rep range, say 10 reps.
Okay, and he mentions things like drop sets.
Yeah, drop sets, rest, pause, techniques to push just beyond that point of failure safely.
Gotcha. Now, what about cardio for fat loss? He compares lay steady state with HIIT high-intensity interval training. He seems to prefer HIIT.
He definitely leans towards HIA for efficiency. It's quick, maybe 5-10 minutes. It burns more glycogen. And honestly, it gives you a great sense of accomplishment.
Right.
He suggests the 30.30 method. 30 seconds flat out, like a sprint, then 30 seconds rest or easy recovery. Repeat that maybe 10 times.
Okay, simple enough. And timing matters here too.
Hugely. His key tip, do your weight training first. Deplete those glycogen stores, then do your HIA. That way, your body's more likely to tap directly into fat stores for fuel during the HIA session.
Ah, okay. He uses that John and Jane example, right?
Yeah, it illustrates it perfectly. John does long cardio after eating carbs, probably just burning off that meal. Jane does weights first, then 10 minutes of HIIT. She burns through glycogen with weights and then hits fat stores hard with the HIIT. Jane gets leaner, fitter, stays motivated. John's not so much.
Makes sense. And for laying out a training program, he likes the push-pull-leg split.
Yeah, he finds it very effective. But the main point is structure your week around your life, your schedule. 3 days, 5 days, whatever works for you. Fit the training into your life, not the other way around.
So the big takeaway here for you listening is you can get significant results with smarter, more efficient training. It's not just about grinding out more hours.
Work smarter, definitely.
Okay, so beyond the big two food and training, Keane talks about other crucial factors. Things that often get missed but can really impact your results. Sleep, supplements, hydration, even alcohol.
Yeah, and what's fascinating is how interconnected they all are. Take sleep. The book basically says it's just as important as exercise, maybe even more so, for energy and body composition.
And quality over quantity, right?
Absolutely. He talks about the 90-minute REM cycles. You know, waking up at the end of a cycle, usually after 7.5 or 8 hours, feels way better than being jolted awake mid-cycle, even if you slept for 10 hours.
He even gives nutrition hacks for sleep.
He does. Like, first, fill up on healthy fats, maybe some MCT oil before bed. It gives the brain long-lasting fuel and might even help burn fat while you sleep.
Interesting. What else?
Second, protein power. Around 25 grams of protein, maybe with some fat or complex carbs like whey protein and MCT oil, helps muscle repair during deep sleep without waking you up. Third, slow-release carbs like oats or a tiny bit of raw honey can provide brain energy for deeper sleep.
And supplement hacks.
Yeah, things like ZMA, that's zinc, magnesium, B6 GABA, L-tryptophan can help. But he cautions about melatonin. Use it short-term, maybe 4 weeks, because your body might stop making its own if you rely on it too much.
Okay, good warning. And sleep affects hormones too, like HGH.
Big time. Sleep is crucial for human growth hormone release. That impacts fat loss, muscle building, energy, even anti-aging.
And that nighttime second wind, I think I get that sometimes.
Yeah, many people do. There's this natural tired window, maybe 11 p.m. Miss it, and boom, cortisol kicks in. You're wide awake. His tip. Write down tomorrow's tasks before bed. Get them out of your head so you can switch off.
Good practical tip. Okay, what about supplements?
His analogy is great. Diet is the gun, exercise is the firepower. Supplements are the scope. They help you aim better, but they don't work on their own.
Right. Fundamentals first.
Exactly. He generally recommends core stuff, whey protein, creatine, BCAAs for muscle building, and things like caffeine, green tea extract, L-carnitine tartrate for fat-burning support. He gives dosage guidelines, too.
And finally, those overlooked killers, alcohol and hydration.
Yeah, alcohol messes with blood sugar, makes you hungry, blocks nutrient absorption. Your body has to burn the alcohol first before fat or muscle building. He advises limiting it until you hit your goals.
And hydration. Seems obvious, but
Critically important. Muscles are 70% water, brain 95%. Even slight dehydration shrinks your brain, messes up coordination, tanks endurance. Aim for 2-3 liters for women, 3-4 for men daily. And use the simple P-test, clear means hydrated.
so really optimizing your whole system is key, not just diet and exercise and isolation.
Absolutely. It all works together.
Okay, but here's where, for me, the book got really interesting. Keane dives deep into the psychology of change, starting with habits. He's very open about his own self-sabotage struggles, feeling paralyzed by fear.
Yeah, this part is so relatable. He brings in Charles Duhigg's routine cue reward habit loop. And it makes you ask yourself, are my habits actually working for me, or are they holding me back without me even noticing?
Right.
And the power is, once you understand that loop, you can consciously change just one part. Like Keane swapping his cue. Instead of reaching for chocolate after work, cue, he made picking up his gym bag the cue. The reward became the good feeling from exercise, not the sugar.
Simple change, big impact. He also uses that story of the boy in the tree analogy.
Yeah, I love that one. Small, new habits are like tiny saplings, easy to pull out. But old habits, like maybe a lifelong negative self-image about weight, but like old trees with deep roots, takes consistent, small, daily actions to shift them. Aristotle's quote comes to mind. We are what we repeatedly do.
So consistency is key.
Absolutely. And he mentions Darren Hardy's idea, the horse of habits, that like 95% of what we do is automatic. So the trick is to consciously learn what supports your goals, like healthy food choices, and practice them until they become the automatic thing. Then it's just how you live, not a diet.
Realizing so much is on autopilot. That actually gives you a lot of power, doesn't it? You can consciously redirect it.
Exactly. You can take the reins.
Okay, so we have the tools, the knowledge about habits, but what actually drives lasting change? Keane argues that knowing how isn't enough if you don't have a powerful why.
This is crucial. He ties his own transformation directly to his why, his daughter, Holly. That plank analogy he uses is so vivid.
There's one between skyscrapers.
Yeah. You wouldn't walk it for 100 euros, but if your child was on a burning building at the other end, you wouldn't hesitate. So the question for you is, what's your burning building? What's that compelling reason that makes the effort non-negotiable?
And sometimes that why can come from pain, like his fear of being too tired to play with his daughter.
Exactly. That pain point, that thing you absolutely want to avoid, can be an incredibly strong motivator. It pushes you through the days you just don't feel like it.
So it's worth taking time to really reflect on what drives you? What's bigger than just wanting to look better? What's that deeper force?
Finding that can unlock everything.
Now, Keane is also incredibly open about his own battles with stress, anxiety, worry, and understanding the physiology behind it really helped him. I think a lot of people can connect with this.
Definitely. The book explains cortisol, our stress hormone, useful in short bursts like during exercise, but chronic stress. That low-level, constant cortisol drip. Keane calls it death by 1,000 cuts. It silently sabotages your health, your physique, your mindset.
And many of us might be living with that chronic stress without realizing its full impact.
For sure. He also makes a useful distinction between anxiety and fear. Fear is about an immediate threat, like a dog lunging at you. Anxiety is that dread or unease when there isn't an immediate danger.
Like worrying about stuff that might happen tomorrow or next week.
Exactly. Our human brains can imagine the future, which is amazing, but it also means we can get stuck in worry loops about things that haven't even happened. He uses a dog analogy. A dog reacts to the immediate. It doesn't worry about next Tuesday.
Ah, right. And our brains default to thinking about social stuff when idle.
Yeah, apparently it's an evolutionary survival thing. But if unmanaged, it can mean constant low-level worry about relationships, what people think, etc. Keane even shares his own breaking point crying in his car, totally overwhelmed. That's when he had the insight about fear. False evidence appearing real. Fourth, and this is huge, take control of your thinking time. Stop letting your mind just wander into worry. Actively consume positive, goal-oriented stuff, audiobooks, podcasts, manifest your vision, instead of replaying negative interactions.
Actively direct your thoughts. Makes sense.
Fifth, address worries when they're small. Don't let them grow. And sixth, stop avoiding conflict. Avoiding tough conversations just makes things bigger in your head. Frame those difficult chats as workouts. They're uncomfortable, but that's where growth happens.
The comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. I like that.
It's so true. These hacks offer real ways to manage that inner chaos, not just be swept away by it.
So the final part of the book brings it all together with broader life philosophies, lessons Keane learned on his own journey and from others.
Yeah, the underlying theme is really about intentional living, proactively designing your life. He talks about Stephen Covey's funeral scenario.
Right, thinking about what you want people to say about you at the end.
Exactly. That exercise was actually a turning point for Keane. It led him to leave teaching and pursue his passion. His motto became, you only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough.
And he applies that 10% law, aiming super high.
Yeah. Aim so high that hitting even 10% is a huge win. Like him aiming for #1 fitness model and reaching the top 10 globally, it prevents playing small.
And using whiteboards, mentally or physically, to keep asking, does this support the end goal?
Right. Keeps you from climbing the ladder only to find what's against the wrong wall. He also stresses being present. He mentions a study comparing dad's hours of physical presence but disengaged versus shorter time but fully engaged. The impact of true presence is massive.
Especially with loved ones.
Definitely. Then he tackles negativity and opinions. His line, "Nobody kicks a dead dog," is powerful. If you're getting criticism from outside your close circle, it often means you're actually making moves. Focus on your inner circle.
And separating opinions from facts.
Crucially, there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so, quoting Shakespeare. Criticism is just an opinion. It's often more about the other person's stuff than about you.
That leads to that liberating idea. Words are thoughts and ideas, not bullets.
Exactly. Opinions change. What someone thinks today might be different tomorrow. Marcus Aurelius. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is perspective, not the truth. Realizing that deeply can free you from so much stress about what others think.
And finally, he shares his 10 life lessons.
Yeah, reads them every morning. Things like, it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you don't stop. And don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. Keep aiming high. If you hate somebody, that's on you, not them. And fundamentally, happiness comes from within.
So this whole mindset section is really about equipping yourself with the internal tools to handle life, stay focused, and actually be happy along the way.
It really is. It completes the picture.
Okay, so we've really unpacked Brian Keane's framework, those 3 core pillars: eat for energy, train for tension, and manage your mindset.
Yeah, they all build on each other to help you, finally get those real, lasting results you're looking for.
And he ends the book with that powerful quote attributed to Harley Davidson, actually. When writing the story of your own life, don't let somebody else hold the pen.
Love that. So, as you listening, reflect on all this. Maybe ask yourself, which habits do you need to start building or changing? What's that deep why that's going to keep you going? Ultimately, what story do you want to write for your life starting right now?